Illuminati and or the powers that be like to do stuff. In the Philippines, it's today's date is 11 November 9 2022, but it reads on the calendar 9/11/2022. Now, normally that wouldn't mean much to me, but since about 7 o'clock last night, I got a message from Google saying that they are updating some of the ways that you can earn money on Google. So, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to show you that because it's on my personal page. I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to get to my home page, and I'm going to take a minute and get to my home page so that I can read the comments. Now, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to say it every day. I'm not going to allow people to troll my channel. I don't understand what it is, what type of excitement you get from trolling my channel and by mentioning other people's channels, per se, that have nothing to do with my content. I don't understand the excitement that you get out of it, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to stop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this live page here, and we're going to talk about trolls. Again, we're going to talk about trolls, but it's going to be a big part of today's show. About trolls, but it's going to be a big... Okay, so let me get to the... I'm going to reduce this down in size, and I have just about completely had it with the trolls on YouTube. I mean, there is a zero tolerance for trolling on my channel. Zero. However, if you allow people to troll my channel, we could make a new agreement where I can look the other way when people troll your channel. And you know who I'm talking about. I don't understand why people let commenters that have no content on their YouTube page call me an e-beggar and a con artist, and yet no one's ever proven, even to the smallest degree, that I e-begged for money, that I didn't use it for that designated purpose. And the only thing I can remember recently is asking for money is for a drone, because I was going to drone a very special island for my birthday vacation. And I would have had there been internet on that island, but there was none because of Hurricane Carding, Carding. So I believe I still have, yeah, I do. I have this right up on my page here. We'll turn this around, and then I'm going to give you the link for that. Philippines news agency, Carding elevated to severe tropical storm, and that happened September 24th at 6:38 p.m. Okay? Now, I was on that special island that day, the 2 days before, and 1 day afterwards, and I had no internet. And yet, I go to a channel last night and I see people talking about how I scammed my subscribers because I asked for money for a drone and I didn't drone the island. Well, I would have, but there was no internet. What is it that in the last 2 weeks that I have posted stating there was no internet? I never did a live stream from the island. I could have from the city, but nowhere outside the immediate city could I get internet. Nowhere, not even a half a mile away. So what is it about you people that don't understand when I say something, it's the truth? Now, everyone knows I went to get the best hamburger in the Philippines for my birthday. Everybody knows this. But you people don't listen to simple English. So I need to go back here, and we're going to go. I think I could add all of this, okay? So number one, to the people that say we're going to talk about trolls for the next few minutes. The people that say I e-begged for a drone and then didn't use the money for the purpose I said I was going to use it for, that's a lie. In fact, it's a bold-faced lie. Now, I will just give me a moment. I like to post stuff 3 times, and then we'll get right back to that topic matter. So, I collected a certain amount of money for the drone. Not enough to pay for the drone and the phone. I need to run the phone. Not enough. Not even half the amount. But what about the much more than $500 that it cost me to go to the island? Did I get compensated for that? Partially. So don't tell people, don't allow people, don't let people say on your channel or any other channel, don't let them say I'm a con artist. And then laugh when you read the comments. Because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be clear as day on this. If you allow this to continue, it will not be something that you'll be happy about at the end of the day. The First Amendment is for the minority of speech, especially trolling. They're allowed to say whatever they want to say, but not on my channel. And if another person chooses to allow a troll to degrade and degenerate me, or my girlfriend, or my channel, or my content, well, what's fair is fair. We can go tit for tat. I would prefer not to. But I was on a channel for the last 2 days. I watched it, that I'm blocked on, by the way. I'm blocked because I offered the owner of the channel advice to stop smoking. If you stop smoking a year and a half ago, you will have enough money to pay your bills, 8,000 or 9,000 pesos a month. So for 15 months, 8,000 pesos a month in cigarettes, not including booze, comes out to 120,000 pesos. Well, unfortunately, what did he need this month for monies for a personal experience that he has on the YouTube? He needed 120,000 pesos. Had this man stopped smoking, he would have had the 120,000 pesos to pay those bills if he had the cognizant reasoning of saving that much money per month, which I don't care one way or the other, whether he smokes, whether he doesn't smoke, whether he drinks, whether he doesn't. None of that is my business. But what is my business, when I go to his channel and I see a dozen people saying, oh, that Fazio, he collected money for a drone and he didn't drone the island. But there was no internet. There was no internet because of cyclone Carding for hundreds of miles. That day, so besides, I made that clear when I left the island, but they don't get it. So, if you want to allow people to troll me on your channel, say Fazio's an e-beggar, if you want to allow people to say that my girlfriend, Daisy May, is this, that, and the other thing, and you want to allow, because it's in the comment section, and you just laugh at the comment because you don't really have the ability to read English properly. You lost in translation 80% of any lengthy comment. You don't have the ability to read the comment. You're just not smart enough. Your intellect is not on a level to read the comments. So, for instance, I could give you a dozen for instances, but you misinterpret, you misspell, you mispronounce words, and get the meaning of the comments wrong. But when I left a comment for you that maybe that you need money now, and you need X amount of pesos now, if you stop smoking now, in 3 or 4 or 5 months, when the money is really going to be necessary, you'll have that money saved. But you refuse. The first time I said it, you said, don't tell me what to, nobody tells me what to. Okay, nobody tells you what to do. But then you went immediately into this e-begging, number two, into this immediate and systemic e-begging mode for X amount of pesos. And then I said it again about an hour later, and you blocked me, or somebody blocked me. So I don't have a say on your channel because I was either timed out or blocked twice. And you allow people to say whatever they want to say about myself, my channel, my girlfriend, Daisy May. You allow them to say that, but you don't like it when they do it to you. So let me explain it to you a different way. You need to follow through with what you need to do in an order, whoever's going to give you advice. But your path right now is down, on an angle down. You're not going up anywhere. I gave you advice. I offered to assist you several months back. If you don't remember, maybe because you were drunk, but I offered to assist you. And you said, I'm not going to do that. Well, okay, you're not going to take my advice when I offered you assistance. If you would have taken my advice when I offered you assistance, you would not be in the position you're in now. You would not be there. But you don't listen. You don't listen to advice. You don't listen to good advice. You don't listen to proper legal advice. And now you're in a world of hurt. But I gave you the opportunity to speak with me and to listen to what I had to say. And you said you're not interested in any, you know what you're doing. Okay. Maybe you were drunk when you said it. I don't know. And I don't care. What I do care about is that I'm on your channel and I see Miko Mike, whoever he is. He's a commenter. I don't know who he is and I don't really care. But I see him, that Fazio, he scammed people for 100,000 pesos for his drone. I never did that. It wasn't on your channel, it was on another channel. But that's the kind of stuff that he says. Some egregious and exaggerated amount. And he does it daily. He's like that other guy in, where is that, Texas, Kansas, the big guy that got hit with the bolo. He lets people talk on his channel all the time about me and everybody else for a view. Because of views, you allowed people to say whatever they want to say about myself, my channel, what I asked for money, I used the money for, and my girlfriend, Daisy May. For views, you did that. You didn't take my advice, and now look at you. You are up what's called the proverbial creek without a paddle, dude. And you don't know why I said what I said. When you tell people you love them, I love you, man. You're the best. Thanks for stopping by. I love you, man. It reminds me of that old 1990s commercial. I love you, man. And what have those people, the people that you love, that you claim to love, what have they given you for your needs this week, last week, the week before. They have given you nothing, dude. Nothing at all. But you love them, and you allow them, all of them, to make fun of me. I don't know what's on your mind, dude. But in case you don't understand what's really going on around you, you should have listened to my advice a year and a half ago, because I know the law and you don't. And you'll shortly see that I am very well versed in the law. Shortly, that'll come to fruition. Now, let's go over here. See here, we already have trolls here, but we're going to read the trolls' comments today. We're going to read them. Duke, the First Amendment is for the minority of speech, especially trolling. That's fine. But if you want to allow that stuff to go on your channel, Duke, which I don't think you have a channel, I'm not sure if you have a channel, but if you want to allow that stuff on your channel, that's your free speech amendment. Okay, so, Louis Pagan Ponce, like the old proverb says, ears that do not listen to advice accompany the head when it's chopped off. Hey, Louis, thanks for stopping by. Louis Pagan Ponce, you don't know him, I do. You don't talk with him, I do. He has hundreds, multiple hundreds of people under his guise. He controls the lives of hundreds of people because of his requirements to do certain things. Hundreds, not a dozen, not 20, not 30. Yet he's here, and he's my friend, and we communicate with each other, and he agrees with me 100%. Now, we haven't discussed this new matter because we've discussed it before as an old matter. So now Duke says, thank you, Louis, for stopping by. Duke brings us back to the title of this video. Okay, so let me finish off with the title of this video. I said, and I have always said this, and what I have done for the last, all day yesterday, I got 16 $1 bill videos moved over from one of my other channels. I do have 3 channels. I actually have 5 channels. Hoodwinked, Alpha Male, the drone thing, the name of that, the name of my drone channel eludes me. Sky K1, that's 3 public channels. And then I have 2 channels that I only record private videos on. And how do I record those private videos? Well, I record them in a legal manner. I go to the person's channel that I'm recording the video. I screenshot what I have to screenshot in every way, shape, or form. And then I record full screen, the video, the words, and the channel, and the content. And if the face is in there, that's a plus. That is the information I offered you a year and a half ago, but you didn't listen. So moving past that, the World Wide Web. Yesterday when I was loading videos, how I noticed that they are, every time Google per se, Google quote, every time Google updates their programming, the whole internet is interrupted. So I transferred money from one of my accounts to the other account, and the transfer failed. That's impossible. Yet it happened. So I called up the bank last night about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I said to my bank, did you get the money I transferred? No, sir. So their update, Google's update, interfered with a federal bank transfer. Not a big deal. I didn't lose the money. It's still in my other account, but it didn't go through. It said there's a problem transferring the money. I don't know what the problem was, but it interfered with a bank transfer at, I made the transfer about 8 o'clock last night, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, I called up to see if the transfer was complete. I wanted to use a certain credit card for something, but it didn't go through. That's one thing. Yesterday, I made videos all day, and as I loaded the videos, I'm loading the video. It's on my channel. Remember, I said I have 3 channels, and I have 2 other channels that I only load legal videos on. I have 1 channel that I only load videos that can be used for a legal proceeding if I need them in a proper legal fashion, which I offered to tell this fella that lets people slander me on his channel. I offered him how to do this a year ago. I offered to tell him, don't put your face in the video. He doesn't listen. He knows everything, and he thinks he's going to be able to use material for a certain functionality in life that he's not going to be able to use it for. But he didn't want to take my advice. Moving past that, I'm loading videos. I load the video. It's on my channel. And it disappears. It's on my legal loading video channel. It disappears. It's gone. I just loaded it. I just live stream, screenshotted it with a full purview of every detail. Date, when the channel was created, channel person's URL, video URL, everything is in there, and it's gone. Gone. So I have it in a drive, this drive here. See, I have it in my backup because I backed it up before. I always back it up. The first thing I do is copy it, then I back it up. So now I reload that video. Onto YouTube again. And that video stays where it's supposed to stay. Now, there's a lot of information in the description box. All that information that I put in the description box is in a Word file that disappeared. Not the Word file, but the information in the description. Now I got to go back to the Word file and put the information, timestamps and whatnot in the video description in case I decide to use it for legal reasons. It makes it easy. I had everything. I don't do the transcripts because I can do the transcripts when I need the video. I'll just load the transcripts into the file. If you saw the extensive, the amount of time and expense in time you have to spend to make a video legal to use, you would be amazed. But I know how to do that. And that's what I offered eBeggar number 2 a year ago, but he don't listen. So my video disappears, I reload the video, I put the information from my Word file in the video description, and I continue loading videos. And it happens 2 or 3 more times. The video's loaded, it disappears. The video from my other channel that I loaded it from too, because I have several, I have told you I have 5 channels. The video I loaded it from to that channel, it's still there, but it's not here. I don't know why it's not here, but it's not, it's over there. I load it again. I load them again. Now this is going on from 1 o'clock in the afternoon to 5:30 at night. So I finally get 14 videos loaded. Finally, I get 14 loaded. 2 of them will not load at all. You load them and they disappear. I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to call my bank, and they're back. They're back in my files. That is just not normal. That is Google and YouTube updating their programs. It's interfering with my YouTube account. It's interfering with my Google account. It interfered with my transfer of monies in my bank account. Hold on, I'll get to the comments in a minute. It interfered. Just today I sent Scott Del Fuego a copy of today's post. And you know what happened? Nothing. I copied it and I pasted it and I got a link went up on my Yahoo Mail. A link. I had, by the way, what the comment that I left in as a public venue today, what was that, 6 items? There's 36 detailed items of why you should have listened to my advice a year ago. 36. And why you shouldn't allow people to degrade other people on your channel. 36. 36. I'm not even done. And I may not post that. I don't care if I post it or not. But what you need to understand is if you keep allowing people to degrade me and Daisy and my channel, calling me a con artist, calling me a scammer, calling me an e-bagger, well, what's fair is fair. So let's go back to the comments. So my Yahoo Mail would not accept a copy and paste from a Word document. So it's in a Word document. I copy it from the Word document. I modified it. At the bottom of my original Word document, I modified it to be 6 items, not 36, because I didn't want to post the whole thing. I don't think you could take the whole thing. And I modified it to be those 6 items, and I tried to post it into Yahoo Mail again, and it disappeared. Nothing but a black screen about that big showed up in my Yahoo Mail. A black blotch, a square blotch. So if you don't think the World Wide Web is interfering with Yahoo, Google, YouTube, and somehow federal bank transfers, it is. And now they may say, well, that's because of the election. The election has nothing to do with it. The election has nothing to do with it. It's Google sent me 2 notices for this week saying they're going to be upgrading how to earn money on Google. And that's why the net is not working, because Google controls it all, baby. And they're going to allow us to start making money on shorts. That was the newest Flat Earth Society. Welcome to the machine. Oh, yeah. And that's another thing. You people make fun of me that I say the earth is flat. Listen, dudes and dudettes and fools and you ignorant people. 2/3 of the world is water. It's flat. There's no curvature on the ocean. None. Zero. The Navy proved it back in the 90s. They shot a laser beam 93 miles from the height of an electronic laser beam carrier, whatever that was, like 50 feet above the water. And 93 miles away, they picked up the laser beam from another ship, from a parabolic reflector. There should have been miles of curvature. There was none. The Suez Canal is 102 miles long, and you can shoot a laser beam down the length of the Suez Canal, and there's no curvature. You people that make fun of me that the earth is flat, you need to understand something. The ignorance that goes on because of your lack of education doesn't allow you to listen to the argument for the flat earth. If you were not ignorant in math, the sciences, and physics in general, your ignorance is not allowing you to understand that the earth is flat. Nobody has ever proven the earth is round, except all the scientists and masons and the Illuminati and the Vatican that are on board with that, but nothing else has ever proven that the earth is round. So if you don't want to believe it, that's up to you, but it's your ignorance of science and physics. More specifically, water seeks its own level. It's liquid will seek its own level. Fluid seeks its own level. It's the law of fluid dynamics. You learn this in grammar school or grade school or middle school. Fluid seeks its own level forever. So the earth is flat. You can believe it. That's not today's subject. We're not going to go any further with that. But if you were to research it and then go through each minutia of the actual calibrations of people that navigated the oceans and the seas, and if you understood navigation, if you had the ability, like myself, to take the captain's license for navigation, captain of a barge, dragon, but to be a six-pack captain, six-passenger captain. That's where you start. That's your first grade. If you had the ability to pass that test, I got a 93 the first time I took the test. If you had the ability to take that test, then you would understand that there's no allowance for curvature of the earth in plotting a course. And that's all you really need to know. People that build trains don't allow for extra railroad tracks for the curvature of the earth, because if the earth curved and you were going uphill at 8 inches per mile, there is no locomotive that has ever been built that would take 40 railroad cars uphill 8 inches per mile for any length of time. Moving past that, the earth is flat. You don't want to believe it, that's up to you. My friends that don't believe it, I don't argue with them. But the earth is flat, and no one can disprove it. Now, we'll go back to Duke and the flat earth know each other. I don't know if there's 6 sides. I don't know. I only know the earth is flat because of fluid dynamics, but your guess is as good as mine. I don't spend a lot of time with that. I learned how to fly planes. They have gyroscopes in them. Gyroscopes don't change their attitude in flight. You change the attitude of a gyroscope with adjustments. You program a gyroscope to fly straight and level, and it doesn't change, submarine or aircraft. If it did, then after 2 or 3 minutes in an airplane, if you had to adjust for the curvature of the earth, then you didn't point the airplane down constantly to follow the curvature, in a half an hour you would be in space. The flat earth formulas and calculations from a physicist, from a scientist, from a mathematician, and from common sense prove the earth is flat. So anybody that doesn't believe that, well, that's your prerogative, Doctor. I don't care whether you believe it or not. But the earth is flat. So let's say Duke is back. A person filled with pride will have no room for wisdom and will sadly never benefit from what he does not know. His loss, Mike. I got blocked. Lewis, I got blocked. I don't know if it was temporary or permanent, or he changed it, because I've never tried to comment on his channel again. This is going back when he needed all that money. I told him, dude, you need a lot of money now, but if you just stop smoking, it's 8,000 or 9,000 pesos a month. You're going to need more money in 4 or 5 months. In 5 months, you'll have 40 or 50,000 pesos. Stop smoking and stop drinking. Don't tell me what to do. That's a dumb argument. You're the one who needs the money. You have an access to 8,000 or 9,000, 10,000 pesos a month, including alcohol. You have access to 10,000 pesos a month. You can save that money that you're going to need 5 months from now. Simply stop smoking. Am I asking you to do some miracle performance, jumping off a cliff with a paper bag for a parachute? I'm not asking you to do something stupid. I'm asking you to save your own skin financially by possibly saving your life to stop smoking. I don't care whether you smoke or not. And all that does is just prove to me you will never, I promise you this, you will never, ever, even your buddy that's helping you, you will never find out how to present the case from me. I don't know that your so-called mouthpiece knows how to present the case or not. I have no idea. But you don't, and neither does your friend. And I went to your friend's channel, and my comments were blocked on his channel as well. And that's okay. That's just fine and dandy. 2 of my comments got removed. That's enough for me to say I don't need to go there anymore, or I'll just go there and I won't comment. I don't care one way or the other. See, because I don't care. I don't need to comment. I only make a few comments a year on people's channel. So I made a silly comment the other day on a video. It wasn't anything important, but the comment got removed. I can't see it even when I go to my other channel. I can't see it. My comment was removed. Thanks a lot, by the way, because now it saves me the time of commenting on your videos. You people are just stone ignorant when it comes to so many aspects of reality. Do I care whether my comments stayed up on that channel the other day? No, I don't care about that. I'd put a LOL and that thing looks like a such and such. And my comment got removed. Why? Everybody else was allowed to comment. You people are ignorant. You are really ignorant of the ways of life in self. Louis Paganpound says, a person that is filled with pride will have no room for wisdom and will sadly never benefit from what he does not know. His loss, Mike. Thank you, Louis. Duke, I've had helicopters on me since our 9/11 conversation. Who do I work for? I don't know. I would not. Duke, when I did my dollar bill videos back in 2010, I would not be surprised who was watching me. Actually, I did get a visit from a 3-letter agency, but it wasn't because of my dollar bill videos. It was because I had, at the time, they were worried about the president. The guy comes and goes, "You don't have any plans to go to Washington, do you?" I said, "No, I'm not going to go to Washington, D.C." But it was about something else. But the first guy was about something else. The second guy was there specifically to ask me if I was going to Washington, to see what my reaction was. I said, why would I go to... Well, because you've made comments about the president. I said, yeah. Well, that's what Duke said free speech is. It's our freedom of speech. And at the time, what I said in the comments and in my videos, I did not hide it. I would make a video about the president back in 2008 and 9 and 10, and I would put the video, first place I'd put the video on, whitehouse.org. And you were allowed to do that back then. You were allowed to say whatever you wanted. No threats, but you were allowed to voice your opinion. So, did they know? Do they know who I am? Of course they do. My facial recognition probably pops up on their screen. I don't know if it still does. I don't care. But my videos I sent to the White House, whitehouse.org. Go ahead, look it up. You can't see my videos, but I sent every presidential video, every dollar bill video with the president riding around, riding, and he was riding, and then I don't think there was ever any. I had a carry permit. They knew that, but I never showed guns or weapons. Maybe a dive knife or something like that I had just bought. But no, whoever they are, they have been watching me, and they don't care about me. They may care about you though, because you're the Duke, the Duke, 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 Duke. I forgot the name of that. There's a song, The Duke. My dog's name was Duke. My second dog, he was a wire hair and a Doberman. His name was Duke. He was a cool looking dog. He had a beard. He had long brows. Duke. Come on over here, Duke. He was a good dog. Anyway, going back to Louis Pagan Ponce. Unlike American fighter pilots that only care about being the best for Louis Pagan Ponce, unlike American fighter pilots that only care about the best only for personal gain. Kudos for trying to share with others. Right, American fighter pilots have a high sense of pride and dignity and honor. You're right about that. Thank you. And then Lewis says, Prunk will prevail in the long game with him. You need cash to defend yourself. That's true. I believe it's true. I don't know I don't know the outcome, but had this beggar, beggar number 2, had he listened, when I said I will offer you advice on how to, I'm not interested, because what he was interested in is views. So when he lets Miko might say, yeah, that Fazio, he begged for money for a drone and then he didn't use it. There was a storm. I put the link in first at the top of the page. Storm carding. I got to that special island on the 21st. We basically just went to the hotel. We had lunch, dinner, and then we went to sleep. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and on the 26th we left. So for 4 days, there was no internet, but he doesn't listen. I put it in the video. He doesn't listen. He doesn't understand English. And allowing people to say that I scammed them because I took money for the drone. I bought the darn drone. I bought the drone. I didn't scam anybody for the money. And I used the drone. And I would have used the drone for the intended purpose, but there was no internet, and you can't. I don't know how to run a drone without the internet. Is there a way? Apparently, you can download a map and somehow use the map. But it was the day before we were leaving at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Simulacron said to me, Mike, we were having lunch, my birthday, lunch, and then we stayed there for 4 hours so I could load videos in the Cuckoo Bar and Grill. You can download a map, and you could use the map. And I'm going, that kind of technical stuff is beyond me. I don't know how to do that. If someone should sat next to me, I don't even know how to put sound in my videos. I'm not tech savvy. So my videos of the high school games, they don't have sound in it. But I did speak with the coordinator for the games, and I gave them my permission in writing to use my videos and put them on in their whatever they want to use them for. Copy them, put them on their school website, whatever they want to do. I don't care. I gave them written permission to do whatever they want to do, and I gave them my email address and phone number. I don't care what they do with my videos. Those videos were for the Lord's High School. But I don't know how to put sound in them. Now, Daisy did. So the ones with sound, that was Daisy. She's smart like that. When she comes back, we'll figure out how to attach a couple of them and we'll put some sound in there. But in the meantime, I don't care whether they have sound or not. I don't make any money from that. Not enough for me to spend 2 hours to put sound in them. And it's not the right venue. This has nothing to do with the Sky King 1 channel. So anyway, dude, you should have taken my advice. That's what you should have done. And if you continue to allow people to degrade myself, Daisy May, my channel, call me a card honest and a scammer, that's your prerogative. That's your First Amendment. By all means, continue. By all means, continue with your ignorance of how people would have helped you and how no one is going to help you. And this e-begging thing, you had an opportunity to not buy a brand new motorcycle and buy some. There's a guy out here that had a motorcycle the other day for 8,000 pesos. Runs fine. He's been riding this thing around town. It's only for around town. 8,000 pesos. I could have bought a little scooter. It had a beer can with holes in it and whatever was inside the beer can for an air filter. That will get me back and forth to town. But you have to have a new motorcycle. And riding a motorcycle is not blogging the Philippines. I'm sorry, that's not content. My stuff, the games for Lord's High School, where they keep I have content. I may be the only blogger. Who else has content? Jerry, My Philippines and Beyond. He has content on his channel. I have content. A few of us have content. You don't. My Philippines Interest and Beyond, Jerry, the guy who does diving. He had good content on his channel. He's got dive videos all over the Philippines. He's a professional diver now. Much more qualified to dive than me. And he's only been diving for a year and a half, 2 years. But I don't dive a lot because of the injury to my foot. And then you allow people, the same e-beggar number 2, he allows people to talk about the infection on my leg. That's really nice, dude. That's really nice. But if you continue, you have been warned. I am telling you, it won't go farewell for you. If you continue to allow people to degrade me on your channel, it won't go well for you. It's going to be not good, bad. You're going to regret it. Because nobody can prove that I scammed anybody for money. So you will be known as a bigger liar for allowing people to say I'm a con artist with no proof. People gave me money for a drone, I bought a drone. People gave me money to go on vacation, I went on vacation. People super chatted me to blog what I did about that special island, and I blogged it. I have dozens of videos that I'm going to release around Christmas time saying where I would and would not go for vacation and why during the Christmas holidays. I'm not done with that place. That place was a complete letdown. A letdown is building it up to some zenith in the sky. A letdown. There's no internet for 5 days. None. Outside the immediate town area. No skydiving, because I wanted to do a tandem jump, if they would allow me at my weight and my age. Tandem jump, skydiving closed. The only bonker boat that I could go on, I found one for $288 per person. That's not acceptable. Octon Cave, closed. Too many people went the day that we went there to go into the cave. And the ruins is completely worthless. A completely waste of time. Louis Pagan Pound says, Scott Del Fuego, welcome. Let's see if the viewers will fund his defense every case the little man files. I seriously doubt it. The defense lawyer will make money hand over fist. I don't know. He only needs one person to subsidize his needs. And I don't care if he gets the money or not. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Unfortunately, because a certain e-beggar did not take my advice, he can't win. It doesn't matter. The other guy saying you can't win, that could be some sort of hallucination in his head. I'm telling you, according to law, you can't win because you don't have what you need to win the case. Had you listened to my advice a year ago, not put your face in the video, that makes a difference. It makes a big difference. Had you listened to my advice and recorded things in a very specific manner that you don't have the equipment to do, well, why is that? What happened to that computer? See, there are so many things wrong. There are so many holes in your story. Somebody stole the computer. You need a computer. You don't have a computer, therefore you don't have what you need to win. And all these other people, you got who's that guy? The reptile guy. What's the tortoise? The tortoise guy. That guy. Yeah, I'm going to send you. The tortoise doesn't have what you need either. And neither does the other man whose wife does TikTok. Okay? Nobody, take my word for it, nobody but me could have given you what you needed a year ago. And I could have given that. I do it every day. I do it every day. The same, I do it legally every day. Every time I see a video that I need, I record it. Can it be used in a court of law? Yes, it can be. Because I recorded it with all what is called the elements. See, that word, the elements, all the elements necessary to record the video and use the video in a case. I have. But you don't listen. And you really, I felt sorry for you a year ago. I kept giving you one shout out after the other. Did you ever give me a shout out? No, I don't care about whether you give me a shout out. I felt sorry for you at the time. Sad that anybody could be in a position that you were in your life at your age. I felt pity for you. Shout out after shout out. I even said, Scott Del Fuego reminded me this morning. Scott Del Fuego reminded me this morning. Scott Del Fuego reminded me this morning that I said in my live stream, don't send me money, send e-beggar number 2 money so we can buy food. And have you ever, one time, ever given me a shout out? Never. And I still tried to help you. But you are a selfish, not very, you're not self-made, that's for sure. But you're a selfish individual. I don't watch his stuff. I'm not interested in anything Fazio has on his channel. Okay, I have real content on my channel. You have nothing on your channel. Nothing. No content about the Philippines. You getting on a motorcycle at 40 or 50 kilometers an hour and screaming into a windy microphone is not content. All you have is the Tammy Faye, who's that? Tammy Faye, Tammy and, you're like Tammy Faye Baker, Tammy Faye Baker. You have the ability to beg. You're the Tammy Faye of the Philippines, or Tammy Faye. I forget it. Wait, we'll get it right here. Tammy Faye Baker. You, e-beggar number 2, you could have been the son of Tammy Faye because you do have, that's your only asset. You're a professional e-beggar. You and other people. You are the Tammy Faye of the Philippines. How you got as much money as you did, considering you've offered nothing back in return, amazes me. Let me go back to the comments. Lewis says, let's see if the viewers will fund his defense on every case. That means more than what you got. Dude, listen very carefully. I'm going to quote this. You don't know anything about the Philippines legal system. It's not Perry Mason. You're not going into the courtroom. You're not going. You are not going. But I said this because he said that. It ain't going to happen, dude. It ain't going to happen. You are not going into the courtroom and talking to the judge. You're not going to have that opportunity. You think you're going to go into the opportunity, well, I said this because he said that. That doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. I'm going through it. I went through it. You have to sit there and wait for them to ask you a question, and that's what you can do. You can answer that specific question. They're not going to ask you about hearsay. They're not going to ask you about other videos. They're not going to ask you why you said anything. They don't care why you said it. They only care that you did say it. And if your face was in the video, you can't deny it. That part of the reality is reality, dude. Now, I could give you the 6 stages or 7 stages of defamation and slander. I mean, if you if you slander a judge or a senator or a congressman in the Philippines, that's one level of slander. And it goes down depending on the person's reputation. But you're not going to have the opportunity to talk to a judge. You're not going to have a conversation with the judge. You don't get it. You're not going to bring up what the guy said a year ago if you can't prove he said it. And it requires 5 elements to prove that he said what he said. And with cell phones, you don't have that evidence. And the other fella that's helping you, he don't have it either. Just for your personal information. And being that I'm blocked everywhere between you and the other fella, I even went to offer him how to get it done. And I can't get on to, I can't do it. I tried to. I tried to talk to him. I tried to explain it to him. Let me talk to you on the phone. Let me call you up on the phone. Yeah, maybe tomorrow, maybe Sunday, maybe you know what, I'll let you know. I'll let you know when I'm available. I got a message, 12:21 in the morning. I'm available now. By the way, I was sleeping, 12:21 in the morning. That's after I was sleeping. So I asked you for what? 2 months? 2 months. 2 months, I asked you to let me talk to you on the phone so I could help you with what you needed. And you denied me the opportunity to help you. You would not pick up the phone when I called, and you would not make a legitimate time to call you during the day or morning. And I wanted to give you the information that you needed, what you needed. I don't think you have what you need, but I tried to talk to you. You and the other guy who has the channel that's in question. I tried to talk to you people. I have the email. Well, no, I don't have any. I have that private communication. Yeah, I don't remember if it's in an email or not. I can't even get back there to see it. I wanted to talk to you for 2 months. 2 months, and you know who you are. 2 months. I said, can we talk this week? I'll let you know, Mike. Maybe next week. Maybe this Sunday. I have to put some IKEA furniture together. I'm putting furniture together. I can't talk to you now. Maybe I'll talk to you on Sunday. But like I'm your ex-girlfriend that you're avoiding? Really? That went over well. So I wanted to offer you the information necessary to get what you needed to help e-beggar number 2, and you avoided talking to me on the phone. How did that work out for you? Let's go back to the comments. Duke says, I've had helicopters on me since our 9/11 conversation. Who do I work for? Hey, Duke, thanks for stopping by. This reminds me of a documentary, says Louis Pagan Ponce, I saw about Israel fighter pilots when one fighter pushes the limits of his machine and is successful. Israeli fighter pilots are some of the most highly trained pilots in the world, by the way, all kidding aside. Israeli army has the Israeli army is almost like being black ops in the American combat division. The Israeli army is one of the highest well-trained military militias in the world. Unlike American fighter pilots that only care about being the best, only for personal gain, kudos for trying to share with others. Israeli, I met a guy named Mike. Mike, I'll tell you a story about Mike. Mike, in high school, he was a small man, but he was already a 22 or 23-year-old man. And I was on the wrestling team. And Mike, he was not in my weight class. I never had a train with Mike, but he was a cool guy. He was in the Israeli army, and from the time of 16 or 17, and he spent 3 or 4 years in the army. Then he came to aviation high school to learn aviation mechanics, and then he wanted to go on to Oakdale, Oakdale, Oakdale State College for single dual-engine instrument-rated flight training. And then he wanted to go into the American Air Force as a second lieutenant. If he would have graduated from Oakdale with his dual-engine instrument-rated flight, he would have gone into the Air Force or the Navy as a second lieutenant, and then he would have been put on trainers and then go eventually be a jet pilot. But Mike, he was the coolest guy. But I remember him telling me what he had to go through in the Israeli army. They're trained, highly trained. And I remember Mr. Oh, what was his name? My wrestling coach, Mr. Savarese? No. Mr. Carbo, not Mr. Carbo. That was junior high school. Mr. Sanders, Sanders. Sanders was our wrestling coach from 1970, 69 to 74. Sanders used to tell us how hard they trained Israeli soldiers because he was Jewish. I'm not sure if he was from Israel, but he knew all about Israeli combat training. And he used to, he would talk about it, not every day, but he introduced Mike into the class. I was a junior. Mike was coming in as a sophomore or a junior, but because he did not have much school that he had to, he needed, in order to get your A&P license when you graduate aviation, you need so many hours of vocational training. So Mike, I think he came in as a sophomore, but after school, he made up his freshman year credits. So he may have done it like that. Then from there, he went to Oakdale State College in Long Island, and then I guess he became a fighter pilot. He had the money and the backing to do Oakdale State, which at the time was like $25,000 a year, a lot of money. So let's go back to Lewis. Pronk will prevail in the long-term game with him. You need cash to defend yourself. Probably, Lewis. Let's see if the viewers fund his defense on every case the little man files. I seriously doubt it. The defense lawyer will make money. I could talk to you about how much money, whether or not you're talking the truth about how much money your case costs, that's questionable too, dude. You have left a lot of open ends, and you have left a lot of people burnt with your previous begging on YouTube. You have left a lot of people in the dirt, so to speak. You are right, Mike. Talking, rebutting, and insulting Prunk is 98% of his content. That's all he's got. He is a punk vlogger, not a Philippines vlogger. He doesn't do anything else. Where is your content? Go look at my content. Go look at my content. Go look at it. I have 12,000 videos on YouTube on my three different channels. Of the Philippines, of New York City, of New York proper, of Long Island, of my barge, of traveling from New York to Florida on my barge, from the barge from Michigan to New York on my barge, where I piloted the barge from Michigan to New York by myself, and then from New York to Cat Island by myself. You have nothing. You have an absolutely devoid channel of content. And you beg every 50. I'm not begging, but if you guys can see to see fit to send me $30 so I could buy a bottle of Jack, I'll drink with you tomorrow night. Who does this? Tammy Faye Baker pulls that kind of maneuver. If you send us enough money to buy a Learjet, we'll get in the Learjet and use it. You send me money for a bottle of Jack. Who does that? You're a pro, dude, but you're a pro scammer, in my opinion. You have finagled more money out of people for no reason, and then you allow them to call me a con artist? You allow them to talk to me? He's a scammer. You laugh at the comments and you make like you didn't read them. You read them. I see it when I see you reading. Yeah. So you don't say the words, but you read the comments and then laugh. You think that's funny? Watch my next post, where I go in depth of my opinion. Nothing. My opinion, and I state it as my opinion. Go ahead, keep it up. Let Miko Mike keep saying that I'm a scammer and a con. Go ahead, let him keep it up. Let Heminger back on your channel to say whatever he wants to. Don't forget Heminger. He needs to abuse me in every way, shape, or form, because that's what he does, and you allow it. So you're just as at fault for allowing a troll to say bad stuff about myself and my girlfriend. Do I talk about your girlfriend? No, never. Do I talk about the other man's wife or girlfriend? Whatever. Never going to happen. Because, number one, you're not allowed to do that. And number two, I don't care about your girlfriend. And number three, let me tell you something. You may think everything is hunky-dory with your relationship. It may very well be. I wouldn't count on that for very long. You're about to get taken to the cleaners. So whether or not you stay with that woman or don't stay with that woman, eventually, probably, she's not going to be able to take it. That's true. That part is true. You can only put somebody through so much angst and anguish. And I don't see how anybody could put up with that crap. Every day. When I'm with Daisy, when I'm with Daisy, she don't want to hear it. And Daisy's a pretty strong girl. She don't want to hear it. She goes, Mike, and she tells Mike, she gives me the eyes. So I'll tone it down. Or I'll ask her to go talk to the people next door. But she don't want to hear it. She does not want to hear it, the words. You don't want to hear it. You'd subject your girlfriend to that every day, day in and day out, 6 or 7 hours a day. Eventually, this is advice. I'm giving you advice. Eventually, she's going to get tired of hearing it. It'll happen. She won't she may believe that you're going to win and prevail and all of that, and that you love her. You probably do. I don't know. I'm not sure about that, but I don't know what's in your heart. But she's going to get tired of listening to your crap every day, and that is what it is. It's mostly hearsay, it's not provable, and it's every day, day in and day out, and day in and day out. Eventually, people get tired of hearing it. More advice I'm giving you. You don't. How many times have you said you're getting off the internet? Forget the other guy, what he says. Forget him. How many times have you said it? You should have gotten off the internet when that guy, your opponent, let's call him your opponent, said, I'm going to do this, that, and the other thing. You should have said, whoop. I got off the internet, but not because of that. I just got fed up with this back and forth crap. You had the opportunity to stop, but what was your defense? I'm not bowing down to anybody else's wishes. You're not going to listen to my advice. You're not going to take my legal advice. You're not going to talk to me. You didn't do what I asked you to do. The other guy wouldn't talk to me on the phone. 2 months, I asked him to let me call you up. 2 months. 2 months. 2 months. Can I call you? Yeah. Maybe Thursday. Yeah. But Sunday, I'll be free. Saturday or Sunday. Sunday, maybe tomorrow. I'm call. I called you 100 times. No, I called you 20 times. Like I'm some discardable woman, your old girlfriend that you don't want to talk to. That was really nice the way you treated me. But you did that, and you didn't get my advice on how to file properly. You did that. And then the one time you said, I'm free, 12:20 in the morning, you tell me I'm free now. I was sleeping. You're going to tell somebody you're going to be free at 12:20. You tell them in the morning, I'll be free tonight at midnight. No, not you, though. You have to play games with me like I'm an old discarded girlfriend. That's how I looked at it. That's why I've never tried to talk to you again. And you know who you are. Because you just blocked me on 2 channels or removed my comments in 2 places. That's okay. It's your channel. Do what you want. But you're gonna run your channel the way you want to run your channel, and I'm gonna run my channel the way I want to run my channel. You could have learned how to do what you need to do. Now you're walking around with your fingers flying around like a bird with one wing. You don't know how to do what you need to do. Nobody's going to tell you how to do what you need to do. You can't look it up online, what you need to do, what you got to do. And the mouthpiece is certainly not going to tell you what you need to do, what you need to do. And even if the mouthpiece said, this is what you need to do, you don't have the original files. I do, by the way. But you're not going to hear that from me. You don't have the original files the way they needed to be documented with the elements. Why? Because you didn't answer the phone. That's why. Welcome to the machine, says Scott Del Fuego. Rich's Ventures. Don't waste your time on what others say. Thanks, Rich. Rich, it's raining like, well, it was raining like cats and dogs out there. So I can't run the drone today. Although I have the drone out, all charged up. I can't run the drone, and I couldn't go outside to do what I wanted to do in the yard. It's rainy season here, Rich. We have on and off all day. It'll rain like crazy, and then it'll stop raining, and the sun will come out for 20 minutes, and it'll go back to raining. Also, I have a very serious infection on my leg, which is healing up a great deal. More a large percentage of my infection on my leg has healed up in the last, since October 14th, in the last 26 days. More has healed in the last 26 days than the last 5 months. So I go to the city and I go shopping, and I went and did the high school videos for the high school, for Lord's High School, but I don't really want to walk around that much. I can't go in the ocean because it'll soften everything up. The doctor said don't go in the ocean until it heals. It looks like it's getting ready to heal, so I don't have anything else to do. So I have to transfer videos from one other channel to this channel, and I am absolutely disgusted with people allowing people to talk about me, degrading me, that I'm a con artist, when never in the history of YouTube have I ever taken money for anything and not used it for that purpose. Never. Nobody can ever prove I took money for a purpose and didn't use it for the purpose I took the money for. And 99% of the time, whatever money I got was never enough to fulfill what my needs. For instance, the drone, the accessories, and the phone were $3,000 US. I collected less than half of that. I put the rest in. The vacation was double nickels. Okay? So I paid for that. So, and now I'm an e-beggar? No, I'm not an e-beggar, and you're not going to say that I'm an e-beggar. It's just not going to allow that to happen on my channel. That's an interesting truck. Okay. Scott, welcome to the machine. Thanks for your advice, Rich Adventures. Thank you. Scott, no computer is a detriment to effective defense when it is a cyber case. You got to have a computer. See, that's another thing. Everything that anybody's ever bought for this particular e-beggar, the Tammy Faye Baker of the Philippines, every time someone buys you something, it disappears. We won't even talk about P.A. Trucker and his donations. No, we won't talk about that. You have basically, I think you have exceeded your expectations when it comes to e-begging. But I could be wrong. You could have a donor out there that'll just pay your way. There's people out there that your defense money is pocket change for them. But I don't know. I don't know that, and I don't care about that. I don't care whether you get the money or not. And the reason I don't care whether you get the money or not is because no matter how much money Tammy Faye Baker of the Philippines gets to defend itself is not enough. That's the truth. That's a really cool vehicle out there. I want to go see that. Tammy Faye Baker, Scott Del Fuego, self-made, self-centered, selfish, self-absorbed, self-aggrandizing, self-depreciating, self-abusing, self-flagellating, self-doubting, self-confident, self. Well, yeah, we have quite a few. The selfish, that's part of e-beggar number 2. That's Tammy Faye Baker. Selfish, self-aggrandizing. I have a YouTube channel. You have trolls, dude. They pay for you to make a fool of yourself on YouTube, and you do that well. Thanks, Scott. The wordsmith has spoken. Self-doubting, self-deceiving, self-motivated, self-hatred, self-satiating self. That's you. That's the Tammy Faye Baker of the Philippines. You have, I think you've put yourself in a corner. And another thing about the Tammy Faye Baker, in real life, she never really showed you where the money went. She said where it went, but the accounting office can put down anything they want. If I had, let's say I had to hire a contractor, I could put down, hey, to the contractor. Now, I'm not saying you did this because, that would be wrong, but given your history, What does wrong and right have no real meaning in your lexicon? So I could say to the contractor, put down, I think that's what both of you are doing, by the way. Put down, it's going to cost 150,000 pesos. Put that down. But really, it's only going to cost 100,000 pesos. Okay. Or really, it's only going to cost 60,000 pesos. Now, granted, you need more money for the court appearances, but your contract, whoever wrote that contract out, dude, you're going to get taken to the cleaners. The contract, Allo and I spoke for a solid 45 minutes the other day. Allo saw the contract that you were given. You're gonna get taken to the cleaners from your mouthpiece. He has already set you up for the fall. I think that's what I think, because first of all, in the Philippines, to do a certain job for the certain mouthpieces, let's call them, in Bohol, is 30,000 pesos. And 3,000 pesos each time they go perform a function for you. So each case is definitely going to cost 50,000 pesos. But your lawyer charged more than that just to write up a rebuttal. Allo was laughing his butt off the other day because you fell for it, dude. If that is the real contract and that's the agreement that you made, you're going to need twice what you asked for in Super Chat and donations. That's the truth. You're going to need at least twice what you've collected so far. And Louis Pagan-Ponce's statement that he doubts anybody's going to fund your second round of fees, I don't think so either. But maybe somebody will just give it to you. I don't know. All true, Scott. However, self-inefficiency will be his downfall. Arthur Yellow, my friend, my confidant, the man who knows that Jesus Christ, the Son of God, had a favorite color, and God's color is yellow. Arthur Yellow says one of the funniest videos in internet history was when the little fella had lumps pounded on. I don't believe that for a minute. I'm going to read the comment, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it happened like that. But you can believe it. Arthur Yellow. Now this is YouTube. I would normally not allow this comment on my channel, but being that you want to persist and allow people to degrade and degenerate myself, decimate my channel, and call me a con artist, I'm going to read Arthur's comment. Arthur says, one of the funniest videos in internet history was when the little fella had lumps pounded on the misshapen mantis, like the skull of that Alabama, and he was whining about it. Now, I don't believe that the little fella did that. I don't believe it. Now, I know he has a propensity to send people to other people's houses. That's factual. But there is no facts to substantiate and corroborate that the little fella, no facts at all, that the little fella, no proof at all that the little fella sent anybody to give E-Beggar number 2 lumps. No proof. Because what did E-Beggar number 2 say? E-Beggar number 2 himself proved that that was a false narrative that he gave. Oh, he got caught and he admitted to the police that we didn't even get to the police in second round 2. He admitted to the police that somebody hired him to do this. Bologna and cheese. I call E-Beggar number 2 bologna and cheese. Nobody, no proof of anybody going to pound on the back of your head was ever presented, although you said the police arrested him and he admitted that he was hired by a third party, and you can't corroborate or substantiate a word of it, so there's no proof. Therefore, you made up a false story. You lied. I didn't want to say that, but you lied. Now, second, 2 weeks ago, oh my God, the most egregious thing anybody's ever said on YouTube was that a man approached me with a gun. A man approached me with a gun. And my neighbor, Leon, or Echo, or whatever his name was, hit him with a log. And the gun fell down, and I threw the gun over there. And the police came, and I gave them the gun, and they arrested the man. And then after they arrested the man, they took the gun and the man to the police station. But then an hour later, they let him go on his own recognizance. I went on your channel with one of my backup channels that I use strictly for legal videos. That's the name of the channel that I use strictly for legal videos. And I said, can you show us the police report? And your response was, I don't have to show anybody the police report, and don't ask me for the police because I don't have to show it to you. No, you don't. But then nobody has to believe you. And you stuck to that story for 2 days, that he was arrested and he was in jail, and then the police let him out a few hours later, and you don't know where he went. You're a bold-faced liar. Bold-faced liar. Bold-faced liar. Never happened. It didn't happen. There was no gunman. There was no gun. There was no attack. You made it up. And now all of a sudden you don't talk about that anymore because you're a bold-faced liar. You are, not me. You. Prove that there was a police report in either incident. Show us the report. Should be on the docket. Show us the report. You're a liar, dude. And you lied about that. What else are you lying about? That's always, what else is he lying about? Arthur Yellow. Arthur Yellow. He went to school on Long Island. Alabama is probably bound for a Long Island, maybe to get some new ones. Yeah, dude. All kidding aside, I'm not even being sarcastic about this. You should really, and I'm being serious. Hold on a minute. I got the errant ant. ERRENT. The errant ant just bit the back of my leg. They're all over the place. The scouts. He was scouting, and he found some soft spot. I'm going to be serious. E-beggar number 2. The only thing that's going to help you now, forget about winning the case. That's not going to happen, in my opinion. Nobody's going to help you with videos. It's not going to happen. You don't have what you need. Even because somebody wouldn't answer the phone, and I was going to tell him how to do this. But that's his prerogative. He doesn't have to talk to me. Why, I don't know. Number 2, my advice to you is to stop smoking. Right now, stop smoking. And you'll save 8,000 or 9,000 pesos a month, and you'll have 8,000 or 9,000 pesos a month. So when the case comes to fruition, in 3 or 4 or 5 months, you'll have 40,000 pesos saved. Put that money to the side. But you don't have the willpower or the self-control. Self-control. You missed that one, Scott. You don't have the self-control that's necessary to stop smoking. Let me tell you how I stopped smoking, so maybe it'll help you. The piece of garbage, whoever's in charge of cigarettes, decided that cigarettes were going from 40 pesos per pack, in 2014, 60 for Winston, to 100. Now actually to about 80. And then in 2019, they raised them from 80 to 92 pesos. That upset me greatly because I smoke Winston and I smoked a pack a day. So when I didn't have cigarettes, I went next door to the Sari Sari store, and he charged 120 for cigarettes. This is how I stopped smoking. I stopped smoking on December 1st of 2020 or 2019. It's 2022, 2021, 2020. No, 2019. December 1st of 2019. So it'll be 2 years in 2 weeks. 2 years. 21, 22. Yeah, 2 years in 2 weeks. Never smoked another cigarette. So he charges, the store charges you 90 for a sleeve, 10 packs. But I said, let me, I was weaning myself off of cigarettes, which is not the way to go. And I went next door. I didn't buy a pack every day. I bought a pack every other day. But the guy next door was charging 120. So I might have bought 3 or 4 packs off of him. And one day I go there, and he tells me 150. I said, now, I can get them up the block for 110. Yeah, well, you go do that. So I went up the block, and I bought a pack of cigarettes. On the way back, he was walking up the block because I had stopped to talk to some people at the top of the block for about 20 minutes. So I guess he thought I was already home. And I was in the street up the block. I don't know if he saw me when he walked by me or not. And he went to the store where I paid 110 pesos for a pack of cigarettes. I don't know what he went there for. Maybe, for all I know, he went to buy cigarettes. He was out. So the next day, or 2 days later, I went back up the street to the store up the street, and I said, let me have a pack of cigarettes, and they told me 150. And I said, well, it was 110 2 days ago, and I had been in the city in between those 2 days, and cigarettes were still 92 pesos a pack. She goes, yeah, it's 150 now. I said, well, you give them to me for 110. I'll buy 5 packs now. And next time, no, 150. So that would have been 5 times 40 pesos more, or 200 pesos for the 5 packs. So I'm right there. I just got on the jeepney and went and bought 2 cartons of cigarettes at 91 pesos per pack. I think it was 91 point something per pack. But at that same time, the cigarettes went up. By the time I was done with those cigarettes, and when I went back, the cigarettes were now over 100 pesos a pack. And that would have been, an increase in what I was paying for them. So I said, you know what? I quit. I just quit. I had a pack of cigarettes that I left on the shelf behind me for at least a year. At least a year. Could have been longer. And finally, I just threw them out in the street because they were stale. But I never smoked another cigarette. Because they're no good for you. They don't help you. They make you winded. And they got expensive. For me, it was a fiscal thing. For you, it's a health thing. You cough, wheeze, sneeze, snort, throw phlegm all over everywhere, throw phlegm on the floor, throw phlegm over the wall. Dude, I don't know where you grew up, but that's just not normal. All right, so let's go back to the comments here. I never seen anybody spit on the floor next to where they're sitting. Never. In the movies, when you have a spittoon, you do that. So, if you send, Louis Paganpont says, if you send $10 and support the channel, we have trolling going on. Louis Paganpont says, if you send $10 and support the channel, I'll send you a used cigarette boat as a token of my appreciation. Jerry Lewis has nothing on this guy. Yeah, this first of, and then the fact that cigarettes are in a disgusting thing in and of itself. Cigarettes are disgusting. Louis Pagan Ponce, wait millionaire. You are going off your experience, but you don't know the future. We are all hoping Barry can shut that guy's mouth once and for all. Wait millionaire, I agree. I'm hoping that too. But I know the law. I don't see it happening. So wait millionaire, it's not like I want him to lose. I don't want him to lose. I want him to win. But he's not done what he needs to win. Okay? It's not wait millionaire, you are right. Everybody wants to see the other guy lose, but I don't see it happening. I'm just being honest. And I'm being honest because I'm tired of people that I have helped more than they understand, including E-Beggar number 2, okay, including him. I have helped him in ways that he can't and never will know about, number one. Number two, I'm tired of me giving him shout out after shout out for a long time and then saying, don't send me money, send E-Beggar number 2 my money, because he needs it more than me. And then him not giving me a shout out, I don't care about that. But then him allowing people to degrade myself and my girlfriend on his channel, I'm not cool with that. So do I want him to win? Yes. Do I see him winning? No. I don't see it happening. Okay? It's not complicated. That is a lot more to the law in the Philippines than you would understand. If you understood the law, then you would say, well, wishing and needing and wanting and the reality of it are 4 different things. What he wants to happen could have happened had he just did what I told him. Do not put your face in the video if you are going to call somebody a derogatory name by name on your channel, and he just repeated the mistake over and over again for a year. You can't do that. It just, you might be able to get away with it once and still be fined 60 or 80,000 pesos for just one time. If the court found you guilty, you could be fined 50, 40, 30,000 pesos for just one offense where you use a person's full name, who they are, slander them with a derogatory comment, especially of a sexual nature. You could be charged 30, 40, 50,000 pesos for that one time. I told him, don't do that. Don't do that. And he just did it for another year and a few months. So wait, millionaire. Yeah, we want the other guy to lose and we want E-Beggar number 2 to win, but the law is the law. Wait, he should have my lawyer. My lawyer would just tell him, my lawyer, I'm not going to give you legal advice, but my lawyer knows the law. My lawyer actually knows the law. He would not. I don't even know that my lawyer would take the case. Okay, I don't know about that. But he was told not to do certain things and he repeatedly did it. The peso millionaire, says Louis Pagan Ponce. Hope is good, but recon and advice from someone who has walked 100 miles in his shoe. In the shoes he is in is now, whoa, wait a second. Louis Pagan Ponce. Peso millionaire. Hope is good. We all know who Wait Millionaire is, by the way. Peso millionaire. Hope is good, but reconnaissance, knowledge, and advice from someone who has walked 100 miles in the shoes he is now he is in now is paramount. Get off the high horse, be humble, and take the advice for Pete's sake. And he's talking to e-beggar number 2. I'm not going to help him. I won't help him. I will not do that. I refuse to do that. He has allowed people to slander and malign my character on his channel. I won't do it. I will not help him. What I've already helped him with is, if it ever comes to light, then it comes to light, but it won't come from my mouth. But what I offered to help him with is much more than he can comprehend. I offered to teach him what he needed to do for free. I offered him a lot more than that. Verbally, on my channel with my words on his content. And he just said, don't tell me what to do. I'm not taking anybody's advice. He calls me an old senile old man. Okay. I won't help him. Even he offers me money, I won't help him. I won't help him. He's in it on his own now. He's chosen his path. Believe me when I tell you, even if he offered me the same amount of money that he's spending, I wouldn't help him. Because he's allowed people to slander me for a year. And then, I love this guy, I love that guy. He loves the people that slander me on a daily basis. Oh yeah? Time to pay the piper. That's what I would think. In real life. Dude, you're on your own. Let's get back over to here. Lewis says, the truth of the matter is no one has ever accused him of being the sharpest tool in the shed. Nor will they ever. But I offered him advice. He just refused it. He blocked me for telling him to stop smoking. He blocked another channel of mine for saying, why don't you buy a used motorcycle instead of a new motor? Don't you tell me what I should buy. Okay, buy a new motorcycle. But then when you don't have the money to pay your bills, but he didn't know about this new event that was going to take his life into some strange place. YouTube is a business. It requires a lot of work. And Rich Adventures, I put the work in. I have knowledge that supersedes most people on YouTube. I'm not good at editing. I don't edit my videos, but I pretty much know how to get a video and be able to talk in a video of just a continuous conversation. But then that's the easy part. For a 5-minute video, you have to have a camera. I have a Hero 5. I have a Hero 7. I have a Canon Vixia. I think it's an M20, $1,200 camera. I have a Sony C150. That's like an $800 camera. I have the computer, 5 drives, which are all 10,000 pesos per drive. My computer, I have the Galaxy 21 Plus phone, the iPhone Plus Max, the drone now. I have money invested. Do I get that money back? Yes, I do. I have people that donate money to me, not on AdSense, but in real life, and they watch my content. You don't see the donations, but I get them. Not enough to pay my bills by far. Not even a fifth of what my bills are. Maybe a fourth. Maybe a fifth. Excuse me. Maybe a fifth. Let's see. I'll tell you exactly what it is right now. I get a fifth of what I need out of my bills from my earnings on YouTube and other places. Maybe. But I have a lot of money invested. Way more than e-beggar number 2. E-beggar number 2 has a couple of cheap cell phones. Okay? And that's all he can afford. But he could have afforded a better computer that he needed a year ago to do what I told him he needed to do, but he didn't do that. He had to have a new motorcycle. So what good is that motorcycle now? No good. If he wanted to show good faith to his viewers, the next time he needs money, his viewers may say, if you sell the motorcycle, we'll give you money. Show some good faith. Maybe they won't. Maybe somebody will come through with the money, but that's not the point. The point is he's doing nothing but begging for money, and in the past, his money has not gone to where it was supposed to go. So I wouldn't give him any money. I would have given him the advice because I want him to win. But he's not going to win. Doesn't matter what I want. You have no idea how complex the laws are here. Louis Pagan Ponce. He's pocketing the money to his donors. I don't know that. Even if he's just putting it to the side. Well, I mean, he does live a lot better now than he did 6 months ago, but that's between him and his donors. I don't care. I don't donate anything to him, so I don't, monetarily, I don't donate anything. I don't remember if I ever donated anything to him. I don't think I did, and I never will. I don't care if people do, but I would not, because he spends his money, we call it, he pees it away. That croak mouth. You can delete anything you want, Scott. He don't shower. We don't. No, that's not true. I don't believe that. I don't believe that he smells. I don't believe that he doesn't shower. I don't believe that. Now, that's what I mean about people trolling. Now, normally I would just delete that, but being that he wants to go this route, until I see that crap stopping on his channel, I'll probably allow some of it on my channel. The more egregious stuff I'm going to remove. But he doesn't listen. He'll say Fazio's an old senile man. Yeah. And you love people that did what to me? You love people that talk smack about me. You love people that tell everybody that I scammed people from the money from my drone. I bought a drone that was worth way more than the money I collected. And I, just for E-Beggar's personal knowledge, don't tell anybody else, E-Beggar number 2. This is a secret between you and me. If the internet was good where I went for my birthday vacation, I would have done what I said with the drone. But there was no internet. And I've said this a dozen times in a dozen different, but you don't watch my content because you don't think my content is worth anything. Because you are ignorant. You truly are. When it comes to education, you and E-Beggar number 1 are not on an IQ level. You're not far off from one another. You're not. No matter how smart I'm not ignorant. No, dude, you can't even pronounce ignorant. You can't even pronounce ignorant. I'll tell you what, I'll bet both of you 100,000 pesos, I'll put it on the table, that I'm way, way, way more educated in the sciences, the arts, physics, mechanics, than both of you put together. I mean, neither one of you could pass a simple A&P mechanics test. Well, simple, 600 questions. Neither, but I don't think I could still pass it, but out of 600 questions, I could probably get a 50 or a 60. You guys would be lucky to get a 20. So, and as far as theory is concerned, none of you understand physics or anything about metaphysics. None of you. Cartographic map reading, none of you. Very few of you people even understand how to use a sextant. So if we were to say, well, how do you use a certain tool? Is mechanical. What does this tool do? If I showed you a tool, I go out to the shed and get your tool. You wouldn't know what to do with the tool. If I put 10 things on the table and said, show me a Cleco clamp. Go ahead, genius. Tell me what a Cleco clamp does, and tell me how you have to prepare what a Cleco clamp clamps together before you put the Cleco clamp into the material. Come on, some genius out there. Maybe there's another A&P mechanic that could tell you what a Cleco clamp is, how it works, and how you have to prepare before you use the Cleco clamp in the material that you're going to... Go ahead, tell me what a Cleco clamp is. Anything. Ask me how to work a Cleco clamp. Show me. I have dozens of them. But that's not the point. The point is that none of you people understand basic knowledge of basic things. None of you. You've gone through school, and you got passed through school. The people that are 15 years younger than me, you got passed through school whether you knew anything or not, because they had to get rid of you. When I went to school, you had to pass. You had to have a 90% attendance rating. I had 4 years, 100% attendance for 3 years, and I was out 7 days in my junior year because I had gotten jumped and stabbed, and I was in a hospital for I was out of school for 7 days. I got jumped December 15th of 1970, got stabbed, died on the table, and I didn't go back to school till after January. So I missed 7 days of school between December 15th and January 2nd. And they wouldn't give me my 100% attendance for that year. So I had 4 years 100% attendance, except that I was in a hospital for 7 days. I had to have a 92% attendance rating to get a college regents diploma and an A&P jet mechanics license with a separate certificate, an FAA Class 1 radio license certificate to be able to in Alpha, to be able to use a tow cart, because you had to be able to talk to the person in the cockpit, or if I was in the cockpit, talk to the tow operator. FCC Class 1 radio operator's license. None of you could get those licenses. But when I went to school, you had to have a 92% attendance rating to get my degree, college regents diploma, A&P certificate, airframe and power plant, and my FCC radio operator Class 1 license. But none of you got that crap. So if somebody knows how to operate a Cleco clamp that you didn't look it up on the internet, fine. Now, if you did look it up on the internet, I'm going to tell you the major tool that you need between putting the Cleco clamp into the material and using the material that is not going to be on the internet. And I'll tell you what that is. So you guys out there that think you're so smart, you're not so smart. Scott says, no one comes close in the realm of metaphysical paranormal exploration and theories of our existence. None of the people out here. None of them. None of them ever will, because I spent years in private schools and tutoring by people that just taught those fields. But you guys are so smart. You're all smarter than me. None of you are smarter than me. None of you. You might have more math skills, and you might even have more English skills. But in general, I'll bury all of you put together. All of you. Say, Scott, delete my last comment. I inadvertently threw the mantis under the bus. No one was supposed to know it. It should be a beautiful ceremony. It's okay, Louis. LOL. Yeah, it's a secret. Yeah, so when it comes to mechanical skills, I heard a guy who makes fun of me owning barges, cranes, tugboats, backhoes, drill rigs, and trenching machines. I heard him laugh at me, but he doesn't own a screwdriver. You people are a trip, man. I haven't even begun. Just wait a few more months. Just wait a few more months. and then I'll start to tell the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me, the big spaghetti monster in the sky. Okay. Water. I think we're done. We're done. Thanks. Have a great day. I'm Bing Permy from Michael Fazio and Daisy May in the Philippines, baby. In the Philippines. You are one sad, select group of people that call me a con artist and an e-beggar and a scammer. You people have... wait. Just wait. Just wait. Not much longer. Just wait. Just wait. Wait for it. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. The Mantis. Go ahead, call me an old senile man again. Go ahead. This is for you, e-beggar number 2. Go ahead and keep letting people degrade me and Daisy and my channel and call me an e-beggar on your channel. Go ahead and keep it up. Go ahead. You've already eliminated any possibility that I ever thought about helping you. That's all gone. The next step is to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me, spaghetti monster in the sky. I'll release the Kraken, the undersea, that monster undersea. I'll release him. I'll let him go. I'll let him go. Dude, as much as I want you to succeed in your endeavor, e-beggar number 2, I'll leave it at that. I want e-beggar number 2 to win. And I don't see that happening. I'm Bing Permy from the Philippines, which means, of course, take care always. Lewis, Scott, Duke, Croakmouth, for all the people. Not a lot of people showed up today. Oh, my God, not so many people. Oh, yeah. That's okay. It's a secret. I want you to win, e-beggar number 2, but I don't see it happening. No matter how much money they throw at you, at the end of the day, I do believe you're going to lose. No matter how much I want you to win. I want you to win. If I could want any more for you to win, I couldn't want any more for you than for you to win. I want e-beggar number 2 to come out, but I don't see it. Because you didn't take my advice. That's the truth. You're a fool, dude. Sorry, I had to come back. You're a fool for not taking my advice. I want you to win, e-beggar number 2. I want you to win. I want you to win, but I don't see it happening. E-beggar number 2, Sammy Bay Faker of the Philippines. Sammy Faye Baker of the Philippines. You're going down. Downtown like Laura Brown. Bye-bye for now.